Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel of Chamili Devi Institute of Pharmacy, Indore. I am Pramila Vishwakarma is going to discuss a basic topic of pharmaceutics, that is pharmaceutical powder. So, topic to be covered in this session. First one is definition or introduction about the powder. Advantages and disadvantages of powder dosage form, classification of powders. Okay, so let's start with the definition of powder. What is powder? A pharmaceutical powder is a mixture of finely divided drug and or chemical in dry form. These are solid form of medicament which are meant for internal and external application. So, in powder, all the particle must be passed through the sieve number 85. So, the particle size is called fine. Powders are available in crystalline or amorphous form. The particle size of powder plays an important role in physical, chemical and biological properties of the drug or dosage form. There is a relationship between particle size of powder and dissolution, absorption and therapeutic efficacy of drug. So, a smaller particle size having larger surface area, and larger surface area leads to better absorption. So, advantages of powder. Powder are one of the oldest dosage form and are used both as internally and externally. So first advantage of powder is flexibility of compounding, easy to prepare. So these are prepared quickly without involving any special machinery and special technique. So compounding of powder is very easy. Second one is good chemical stability. So powder having good chemical stability than liquid dosage form. Rapid dissolution due to small particle size. Fast action and better bioavailability. The onset of action of powder drug is rapid as compared to other solid dosage form, that is tablet, capsule or pills. Due to smaller particle size of powder, it get dissolved easily in the body fluid. This rapid dissolution increase the blood concentration in shorter time and hence the drug action is proceed in a shortest period. The availability of new filler or excipients that can act as ideal drug carriers. So there are n number of excipients are available which are found in solid dosage form. So the chances of incompatibility are less as compared to liquid dosage form. It can be consumed easily by patient with swallowing difficulties. So small children and elderly patients cannot swallow solid dosage form such as tablet and capsule, but they can easily take the powder drugs as such or disperse in water or any other liquid. Okay, so what are the different disadvantages of powders? First one is time consuming. So compounding and dispensing of powder is very time consuming process. Inaccuracy in doses. Third one is unsuitable for many due to unpleasant taste, volatile, oxidizing, hygroscopic and deliquescent drugs. So drugs having bitter, nauseous and unpleasant taste cannot be dispensed in powder form. Drugs which get also affected by atmospheric conditions are not suitable for dispensing in powder form. Okay, so classification of powder. Powders are classified as, first one is bulk powder for internal use, second one is bulk powder for external use, Third one is simple and compound powder for internal use. Fourth one is powder enclosed in catches and capsule. And last one is compressed powder or tablets. So bulk powder for external use further classify into 4 classes. First one is dusting powder, insufflations, snuffs and dentifrices. And the dusting powder again divided into 2 parts: surgical dusting powder and medical dusting powder. And powder enclosed in catches and capsules are further divided into 2 parts. First one is wet seal catches and dry seal catches. Okay, so first class is bulk powder for internal use. When accuracy of dosage form is not required or is not important at that time, powders are dispensed in bulk form. Bulk powders contain several doses of powders. They are supplied in wide-mouthed container that permit easy removal of a spoonful powder. The non-potent substances which are supplied in bulk are antacid and laxative. For example, rhubarb powder. Okay, so next one is bulk powder for external use. Bulk powder for external use are non-potent substance. These powder are supplied in cardboard, glass or plastic containers which often designed for the specific method of application. The dusting powder are supplied in perforated or sifter top containers. The containers should bear a label indicating that powder is meant for external use. The bulk powder which are commonly used for external application are follows. First one is dusting powder, insufflations, snuffs and dentifrices. What is dusting powder? Dusting powders are externally used bulk powders. They are free-flowing, very fine powders containing antiseptic, antipruritic, astringent, antiperspirant, absorbent and lubricant, etc. Dusting powder are generally non-toxic, but inhalation of its fine powder ingredients by infant may lead to pulmonary inflammation, so proper care should be taken while handling. There are 2 types of dusting powder: medicated dusting powder and surgical dusting powder. The container of dusting powder must be bear the direction to external use only on the label of container. So dusting powder further classified into 2 parts: 2 type of powders, medicated dusting powder and surgical dusting powder. So what is medicated dusting powder? Medicated dusting powder are sterile one, means these type of powder must be free from pathogenic microorganism and meant for application on superficial skin. Body dusting powder have a wide appeal because of smooth feel and cooling effect which they impact while they temporarily absorb moisture. The cooling effect is due to extra heat loss due to large surface area of talc particles. Okay, so another one is surgical dusting powder. Surgical dusting powders are intended to be used into deeper layer of skin and also on major wounds as a result on burn and umbilical cords of infant. Surgical dressing powder must be sterile or must be free from pathogenic microorganism. Hence, it must be sterilized before their use. So, in the formulation of surgical dusting powders, kaolin and talc mostly used because of chemically inert in nature. However, since such ingredients are radially contaminated with pathogenic bacteria, these must be sterilized by dry heat method or dry heat sterilization before their use. Surgical dusting powder contains antimicrobial agent like chlorhexidine and hexachlorophene. They are generally prepared by mixing of two or more ingredients, one of which must be starch, talc, or kaolin as one of the ingredients of the formulation. Okay, so now insufflations. Insufflations are medicated dusting powder. They are introduced into body cavities such as nose, throat, ear, and vagina with the help of an apparatus is called insufflators. Insufflations should be fine or finely divided powders so that a stream of fine particle of medicament get applied to the site of application. Nowadays, the insufflations are available in the form of pressure aerosol, and these aerosol used for potent drugs. Insufflations are used to produce a local effect in the treatment of ear, nose, and throat infection with antibiotics, or to produce systemic effect from a drug that is destroying the gut. Now, what is snuff? Snuffs are finely divided solid dosage form of medicaments which are inhaled into nostril or by nose for antiseptic, bronchodilator, and decongestion action. Snuffs are dispensed in flat metal boxes or glass container with hinged lid. Dentifrices. Dentifrices are applied on tooth surface with the help of brush. So, dentifrices are applied with the help of toothbrush for cleaning the surface of teeth. Dentifrices may contain suitable detergent or soap, some abrasive substance, and suitable flavoring agents are involved. Abrasive agents such as calcium sulfate, calcium carbonate, and sodium chloride are used in fine powder. A strong abrasive agent or substance should, however, not to be used as may damage the tooth structure. Okay, so third class is simple and compound powder for internal use. In this form of powder, each individual dose is enclosed in paper. The number of ingredients in simple powder is 1, while in compound powder the number of ingredients more than 1. The minimum quantity of each powder should not be less than 100 mg, for it can be handled conveniently by patient and can be weighed accurately by dispensing valence. Okay, so simple powder. Simple powder contain only one ingredient, either in crystalline form or amorphous form. If powder present in crystalline form, then it is reduced to fine powder, weigh, and the powder divided into the number of dose and wrapped as individual dose. For example, dispensed 6 powder of aspirin, each powder contain 300 mg of aspirin. So aspirin used as a single ingredient, so the powder is called as simple powder. Next one is compound powder. Compound powder contain 2 or more than 2 substances which are mixed together. divided into desired number of individual doses, then dispensed into each powder paper. For example, dispensed 8 powder of APC. Each powder contained 500 mg of APC. So, in this example, A stands for aspirin, P for paracetamol, C for caffeine. So, for the compounding of this compound powder, all ingredients are weighed accurately and mixed them and weighed 500 mg of mixed powder for each powder and prepared a such powder, wrapped each dose in individual powder pack and restrained with elastic band. Okay, so fourth class of powders is powders enclosed in cases and capsules. Cases are solid dosage form of drug and cases are also called wafer capsule. Cases are molded from rice flour, which are prepared by pouring a mixture of rice flour and water between two hot polished revolving cylinders. The water evaporates and the sheet of vapors is formed. In the cases, 0.2 to 1.5 gram nauseous or disagreeable drugs in powder form are enclosed. Cases are quite hard, so before swallowing, they dipped in the water for a second and then placed on the tongue and swallowed with draught of water. After swallowing, the cases gets disintegrate and drug is released. There are certain advantages of cases. First one is made easily. They can made easily because no complicated machinery is required in the formulation of cases. Second one is they disintegrate quickly in the stomach or in the contact of gastric fluid. The drug can be easily dispensed in cases. Large dose of drug can be swallowed by using cases because once they get softened by immersion in water, even large size cases can be swallowed rapidly without any difficulty. So there are some limitations of cases, which are first one is requires soften before use or swallowing. So cases must be softened before swallowing. Second one is easily damaged. So cases are made up of rice flour, wafer sheet, so they can easily broken. They cannot be protect the enclosed drug from light and moisture. The cell of cases are fragile, so the drug contained cannot be compressed in cases. They are not suitable for filling the drug by large scale machinery. They occupy more space than corresponding size of capsule and tablets. Okay, so cases are two types. First one is wet seal cases and second one is dry seal cases. So let's see wet seal cases. A wet seal cases is made up of two similar convex halves having flat edges. As you can see the diagram, first diagram, the weight of powder drug is placed in one half and the edge of other half are moistened with water and placed exactly over the first half containing the drug. The flat edges of both the halves are pressed together in order to seal it perfectly. So as you can see in the diagram, there are two halves. First one is lower half and second one is upper half. So the upper half is placed exactly on the lower half and the flat edge of both the halves are pressed together in order to seal it perfectly. So now let's see dry seal cases. Dry seal cases consist of two halves, the upper halves and the lower halves. The diameter of upper halves is slightly larger than lower halves. The powder drug is filled in lower half and upper half is fitted over it. The filled cases are then sealed in a machine by pressing the two halves, removed and packed in boxes. So there are no moisture is required to seal the upper half and lower half of cases. So that's why it is called dry seal cases, while moisture is required in wet seal cases. Okay, so next class is compressed powder, or you can say tablet, or tablet triturates or molded tablets. These are powders molded into tablets. Molded tablets are flat circular disc and usually contain a potent substances which is mixed with lactose, dextrose or some other diluents. The apparatus is used for the preparation of tablet triturates is made up of stainless steel or plastic. It consists of an upper perforated plate which is having exactly the same number of holes as that of number of page in a lower plates. The lower plate also have two larger pages which ensure correct fitting of the plates. The molds are available in several sizes having a capacity ranging from 30 to 250 mg of drug. Generally 50 to 250 mg tablets triturates can be prepared at the time from a tablet triturate mold. Okay, so formulation of tablet triturates. The solid medicament and diluents are finely powdered and converted into a stiff paste with the help of 60% alcohol. The upper part of plate is placed on a clean tile and the paste is pressed into the hole with the help of a spatula and fill all the hole and remove excess of material. This plate is placed over the lower plate. Then little pressure is applied over the top which will force the plate move downward, leaving the mold tablet on the project pages. Then prepared tablet dried in hot air oven or by keeping in warm place. Nowadays, automatic tablet triturate machines are available which can prepare 2500 tablet triturates per minute. Thank you for watching.